Welcome back everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood French Canadian, and I know I've been away for some time, but like I said, I just haven't had that drive to make Mortal Kombat videos, and I just needed a little mental break. But they finally released the trailers, and just like I said, just like I predicted, it's gonna be complete garbage. And I don't mean everything is gonna be garbage, but to me, the story looks like absolute trash, and I knew this. I knew it was gonna be trash. But it's fine, because it looks like it's gonna be one of those Resident Evil franchise movies, you know? You love to hate it, but at the same time you can't look away. You just can't, because the action looks like it's gonna be some cheesy martial arts fights, which is really what I wanted from this franchise, but but everything else looks like absolute trash, and he changed the lore, and I just, oh my gosh, I can't. So first, let's talk about the big things they changed. So Mortal Kombat, now you get an invitation from a birthmark. So this guy, Cole Turner, right, he looked himself in the mirror, you know, he started realizing he had a birthmark in the shape of a dragon, and he was like, well, that's normal, right? A birthmark in the shape of a dragon? Sure, that's alright. And the way they present it in the trailer, he's like, yeah, it's just a birthmark, bro.
You, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
And then the biggest lore changes that we see that probably people are screaming about right now is the fact that Sub-Zero is the one to cut off Jax's arms and not Ermac, because in the lore it was Ermac, right? He exploded both of his arms, but in the trailer we see that Sub-Zero froze both of them and shattered them. And I understand this from a movie maker perspective. They didn't want to include Ermac, they didn't know how to include him, so they were like, well, let's use the characters that we do have and try to incorporate it in the movie so that it still makes some sort of sense. But I think people are going to be angry at this, and I think they know that. Now let's talk about the cheesy moments that are not good. Not good cheese, if you know what I mean. Let's all pretend we're lactose intolerant for a second, like I am. The special effects, apart from, okay, the ice looks okay, but Kano's eye laser, when Sub-Zero freezes a scorpion's blood, it looks so bad, and laughably so, right? The only special effects that look good in the movie is James Olsen's Jax arms. If you don't know who James Olsen is, the actor who plays Jax in this movie also plays Jimmy Olsen in Supergirl. Henceforth, he will be known as Jimmy Olsen, but I think he does look extremely great. So this is my issue with the entire thing. You bring in an original character in a story or a world that already has really deep lore, you're gonna upset fans, and you're gonna have to change so many things that's gonna upset fans even more. Why do that to yourself? The material is there. Listen to me, movie directors who freaking make movies about video games. The story is already written for you. How hard is it to follow the lore? I understand they want to put their own twist to it, or whatever, but you can do that by taking the same lore, but crafting a really great and engaging story. And now what we're gonna get is a story that's completely trash, with action that's really good, with special effects that are laughable. That's exactly what we're gonna get. And don't kid yourselves into thinking you're going to get a movie that will change your world or make you see the world in another perspective entirely. Movies like this, I'm gonna be real honest with you, the reason I hate movies and I cannot stand movies is because the plot is usually super simplified or even put to the side. That is why I hate watching movies, because if a plot doesn't pull me in, doesn't engage me, doesn't make me think, wow, that's some really good writing, good foreshadowing, good setups of certain events, and then we get some really great payoffs. But this movie is not gonna make you feel this way at all. Sure, it'll be fun to watch. It'll be definitely fun for the action and to see the characters you love on screen, and maybe the special effects don't really matter to you. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much to me. The thing that matters to me, as I said, is the story. And let's talk about Mileena, because I'm pretty sure I remember them seeing the actress put up all that prosthetics makeup for the mouth, but in the trailer it doesn't look like her mouth has any teeth at all. Now, I'm not going to bash them too much for that, because what I think is that they're gonna do that with CGI. So like when she opens her mouth to, you know, the CGI is gonna make it look like, you know, it expands really big, kind of like Venom, right? That's what I'm thinking. Now, if they don't do that, that's gonna be a big problem for a lot of people, because Mileena's whole entire thing is that she is made from Kitana's DNA and Tarkatan DNA, which means that she has some Tarkatan features, aka her mouth. So I just don't see this movie winning anyone over, any Mortal Kombat fan over, except if the action is really fun, then sure, listen, if you want to watch a movie just to have a good time and to turn your brain off, that's perfectly fine. But I cannot justify sitting and watching a movie for an hour and a half, 2 hours, to watch some brain-numbing bullcrap on my screen. I just can't. Anyhow, that's just my opinion. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter that much. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it, and I think that's awesome. If you don't, then you don't, and I welcome you to my side of this opinion. So let me know what you guys think, if you think if the trailer won you over or not, and if you have the same concerns that I do. Have yourself a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you all sometime, I guess.